Bitcoin on the daily chart. Let's bring that up. There we go. So we talked about Bitcoin when I looked at the heat map of being higher on the day. You can see your bullish bearish pivot line. You came right up underneath that. You backed off 3 days. Now you're getting a bounce. Tomorrow's Fed decision is going to be huge, not only for the stock market, but for crypto, for gold, the dollar, the 10-year yield. All of these will be major of major importance or big movers off of this Fed decision. In fact, I would say this.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. In this video, let's discuss these topics and more.
Isolate down the levels in the charts, and then you wait and you stay disciplined. Disciplined traders make money. Undisciplined traders lose money. Microsoft is rallying this morning a little bit to the upside. You can see right here, it is trading up. Let's see here. Where's it trading? Right around just below 440. So you can see, again, it's been trending up. The stock was stuck kind of underperforming recently. Well, guess what? The company comes out and says, hey, we're going to hike our dividend. We're going to do a buyback. It's a classic. When stocks start to struggle, what's the easiest way to get things moving? Do a buyback. Let's just buy back some shares. Because remember, when you buy back, and by the way, this is one of those games that institutions and stock companies or public companies play. When you buy back stock, you decrease the amount of shares that are in the company. Therefore, even if you make the same amount of money, your earnings per share go up. Think about that. I'll go into that in some video at some point to explain it more. But again, it's essentially artificial financial engineering at its best. Not to say that companies shouldn't do it, but again, just understand it is what it is. In any case, we're seeing Microsoft up today on the charts here. If we go to your daily, look at this. We have a parallel channel right here. And I find this fascinating because here's your parallel channel, right? You have your lines here, here, and here, and here, all the way through, right through here. Right here, we kissed it, got rejected. Now, today, we're going to open up right around that line, right around 440, and I'm very curious if it gets rejected again. Now, technically speaking, what type of pattern is this? Well, it's a bear flag. So even though they're announcing good news, all right, for the stock, even with the move up now, which is only about 1.5 to 2%, but again, for Microsoft, that's a pretty big move. But notice, what's the pattern here? Down move, here's your down move. And then look at the sideways chop, right? What type of pattern is that? Right? What ends up happening probability-wise? Eventually it leads to another leg down. So this is bearish consolidation, even with today's move up, coming up under the underbelly of a parallel channel that it had broken down. I would actually be inclined to short this move at 440 or just above and look for a bigger swing trade to the downside. Not day trade, mind you. This would be a swing trade. This is a daily chart with a bigger pattern formation. It would be likely a good shortable level on Microsoft. All right, so those are the two stocks that are moving today. We do have Teladoc. Ben, one of my head traders here, was pointing this out yesterday to members, showing this trend line. By the way, this stock used to be a $300 stock like in 2021. Incredible. But look at these, all these hits on this trend line. Really, the tightness of this down move. And then look, it just broke out here. Now, again, it's already up like 10% today, so don't chase it. At least I wouldn't recommend chasing it. You can see here on the 10-minute chart, it's already trading up pretty nicely. But it just shows you that charting can give you ideas. It can give you high probability scenarios where you can make very good money. All right, next up, let's get right into Bitcoin here, guys. And we're going to go into Bitcoin's action and cover a few things here. Bitcoin on the daily chart. Let's bring that up. There we go. So we talked about Bitcoin when I looked at the heat map of being higher on the day. You can see your bullish bearish pivot line. You came right up underneath that. You backed off 3 days. Now you're getting a bounce. Tomorrow's Fed decision is going to be huge, not only for the stock market, but for crypto, for gold, the dollar, the 10-year yield. All of these will be major of major importance or big movers off of this Fed decision. In fact, I would say this. This is the first Fed decision. Number one, it's the first cut of this new cycle that we're in. But it's also a question mark of 50 to 25, right? So it's not just, oh, they're going to cut by X amount. It's everyone knows it, right? Where a lot of times when they weren't raising rates, we all knew they weren't going to raise rates. This is a little different. This offers a new chance for volatility in the markets, which for me means opportunity. Remember, volatility equals opportunity if you know how to read the charts. So we're going to watch very closely the pivot line. If it flushes, I have major support right down here around 52,800. But again, let's watch our crypto charts here as we get into the action.
Bitcoin's recent price movements have left traders unconvinced that a bottom is in. Despite BTC recovering to $58,000, market sentiment remains cautious as support levels are tested, and the overall crypto mood dips into fear. Bitcoin reclaimed $58,000 after a sell-off on Wall Street. Key support levels, like the 21-day moving average (tsunami) at $57,858 and the 50-week SMA at $53,945, remain intact. However, analysts like Keith Allen emphasize the importance of holding the 50-week moving average for a more stable recovery. Popular traders, including Josh Rager, believe it's premature to declare a BTC price bottom. Rager noted that similar optimism was seen in June, only for Bitcoin to reject key resistance levels and form new lows. He warns that BTC is still in a downward-sloping channel, making a clear bullish breakout uncertain. Bitcoin's meandering price action has dampened the overall crypto market mood. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index dropped to 33/100ths, signaling a shift from neutral to fear after a 4% BTC price drop. While some traders like Gel suggest Bitcoin could hit new all-time highs in October, others remain cautious. Gel pointed out that similar market patterns in previous bull cycles led to new highs, but skepticism lingers as BTC continues to face resistance.
Let's go into gold here and let's get going here on that. And gold today continues to just float to the upside little by little. I am seeing a wedge pattern developing in gold, so I just want to show you guys that real quick here. Bear with me. It looks like if we take this high and stretch it right through, look at this trend line. All right, so now I say wedge pattern. I'll draw on the secondary wedge in a second. But you take the highest point going back to here, right here, and then it connects right through that high, and we literally tag that high right there at 2,600. Now, keep in mind, my bullish bias for the mid to long term still unbelievably bullish. I've been bullish since $1,900 at the start of this year, saying that this was going to 25 by year end. We've obviously surpassed that target. But really, 2660 is your next target. I still think you're going to get pullbacks, though. So, remember, the weak hands, markets pull back because they like to flush out those weak hands. Institutions often, and I always share my institutional secrets, institutions look at the data and they say, oh, we got too many weak hands, basically retail or even mid-level, lower-tier hedge funds in a position here. Let's shake them out. And they will do that, folks. They will absolutely do that. And so you have to know when to look for or where to look for pullbacks when things are getting extended. And I do think gold's getting to that point, at least in the short term, for a shakeout. One of the things to keep in mind, we have an underbelly trend line right here, and I'll show it on the chart in just one second. This would be what we call a wedge pattern, and I just added this lower trend line in. And so that you look for a pullback into 2,500, and then as long as that holds, you're good. If you broke that, then you could go a little bit lower. I still love the long term on gold. Nothing changes on that front. I love gold. What can I say?
MicroStrategy has announced a $700 million debt offering to further expand its Bitcoin holdings. The convertible notes, set to mature in 4 years, offer lenders exposure to both the company's stock and interest on the loan. MicroStrategy announced a new $700 million debt issuance aimed at acquiring more Bitcoin. This comes after a series of similar moves by the company, as it continues to leverage debt to increase its crypto holdings. The convertible notes will mature in 4 years, providing lenders with exposure to both MicroStrategy's stock, MSTR, and interest. Lenders will receive their principal, even in volatile market conditions, unless the company faces bankruptcy. CEO Michael Saylor explains that convertible bonds are particularly attractive to bond arbitrage players, as Bitcoin's volatility drives profitable trading strategies. He likens it to having a crypto oscillator at the center of the company's balance sheet. With $14.3 billion worth of Bitcoin, MicroStrategy remains the largest corporate holder of the cryptocurrency by a significant margin. The company's latest acquisition of $1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin further solidifies its position. MicroStrategy's continued investment in Bitcoin underscores its commitment to the asset, despite market volatility. The debt issuance also highlights the growing intersection between traditional finance and cryptocurrency investments. Bitcoin's market dominance has reached its highest level since April 2021, now at 58%, as the asset strengthens at the expense of altcoins like Ethereum. Analysts debate whether Bitcoin's dominance will continue rising or if an alt season is on the horizon. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.